Being sick really is one of those times where you feel the singleness because, yeah, you don't have anyone to go pick up anything for you. I tend to use Instacart. I don't get sick very often. Luckily, I really prioritize my health. But still, when those moments do come, or like you have a doctor's appointment, things like that procedure or something, it sucks not to have a person there. Again, you have friends that can do those things for you, but like it means more. It's nicer to have like a romantic partner that is willing to do those things and can even just like be there through the night or whatever, even if you're not that sick. Or I think sometimes I feel anxiety. Like I had really, really bad food poisoning, and that's kind of scary. And like thinking like, what if I needed to go to the hospital or something, or like a really intense situation and I don't have anyone there? Obviously, again, there's people I could call, but like having that peace of mind, this does make a difference. And this is something where I miss it.
Welcome to The Wall. Today, we're going to see several modern women face the weight of their own freedom. They reached their 30s believing that love could wait, and now they're telling us how they want to be in a relationship, how they feel lonely without a family or a partner. Help us reach 170,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Like the video and leave your thoughts in the comments. We always highlight the best one. And endless thanks to the fans who watch our videos every day. Let's get started.
Irony of being single and being like sad because I don't want to sleep alone again tonight, but then also I'm like, ew, I don't want a man in my bed. They lie, and they have this like, they shed those little hairs everywhere.
Women as a whole are starting to realize we're better off single. You cannot diss us by telling us we're going to be single forever, because we're at a point where between ourselves and our female friends, our strong support systems, we have everything we need. We have our emotional support. We have our financial support. We have our cheerleaders. It is causing us more stress to have a man in our life than it is to not. Without them in our lives, we don't have to worry, is a man cheating on us? Does he think I'm pretty today? We don't have to get a man to understand our emotions and what we're going through, because we have other women in our life that understand our hormones and understand what we're going through. And we don't have to beg for the basics to be seen, heard, and empathized with by somebody who is not even trying to do those things for us. We have gotten to the point where we're like, how are men making our lives better for us to even want them in our lives?
Hearing a woman say she's better off single sounds more like consolation than freedom. They talk about support systems, but those systems fall apart the moment someone in the group gets into a relationship. Many of them rely on friends who, once they get married, push them aside, because no woman wants a single friend hanging around her home. They know that a woman's worst enemy is often another woman. The reality is that many of them go around repeating the talking points of other frustrated women, without even having a recent relationship to back up what they say. And while they keep chanting feminist mantras to convince themselves they don't need anyone, the clock keeps ticking and the wall keeps getting closer. Stop living through other people's bad experiences and start looking for an average man, because time is running out. TikTok.
I am so sick of making dinner. I'm sick of it. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm sick of all of it. I don't want to do it. Anyone else? Anyone could make me dinner? I'm hungry. Is this even good? I don't even know how long salmon is supposed to cook. Where's my phone? I'm sick of cleaning up. There's so much to freaking... I don't even have garbage bags. Goodbye. No. How does it cook? Like, really? That? It's like super boring, but I'm gonna be more excited.
So, as a woman in her early 30s with no kids on Mother's Day, I can tell you that I feel weird. I feel sad. I feel lonely. I feel left out. I feel behind, I guess. Feel not good. However, I know that I'm waiting for the right person. I know that my career is taking off. I know that I'm independent. I know that I don't sleep with the wrong men. I know that I'm not going to have a baby with the wrong man.
I know all of these things. I also know that I've raised 3 dogs and 2 turtles, and they were all great. They're still great. And yeah, but I feel sad. And I could probably cry if I talk about it for one more second. So happy Mother's Day to everyone that's a mother.
The first woman complains about cooking and cleaning like it's some kind of torture. But that's a reflection of what a lot of women think today. They see being a wife or taking care of a home as something degrading. And yet, those are the same women who later want to get married. I wonder how she plans to feed her man. Women used to be taught how to be wives. Now they're taught how to be corporate. The woman who feels lonely is actually feeling the natural order of things. I've always said, family gives life meaning. You can convince yourself you don't want it, but reality hits hard. No career, no accomplishment, no I know my worth will ever fill the void left by the motherhood that never came. And let me be clear, I'm not saying this to mock anyone. Because what really hurts isn't being alone, it's realizing it was the wrong choice. That you wasted the best years of your life when you could have been building a family. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Women.
One of the worst things about being single right now at 30 years old is the fact that I feel like I am grieving and feeling so upset over the fact that I missed out on love and a long-term relationship in my 20s. Mind you, I have never been in a long-term relationship. Like, I've had lots of short-term flings and things that I had really wanted to turn into something more, but ultimately they never did. And this is very devastating as someone who is now in her 30s, because I feel like I missed out on this entire chapter of my life that most people got to experience. Like, I will never get to experience young love. And I'm not saying 30 is old at all. That is not what I'm saying. However, I do think that obviously, like, the older you get, the different you act than you would have in your 20s or younger. Like, I really genuinely feel like I missed out on that first love that everyone has when they're in their late teens or 20s. And it sucks because it's like, okay, well, hopefully I'll go through my 30s getting into a long-term relationship at some point. But that's just not the same as like being in high school and having your first boyfriend, or even in college or something like that. Like, my first relationship long term is going to be well into my adulthood. And what makes this whole thing even worse is that I genuinely believed, like, I could have like bet on my life that I would have had a relationship in my 20s. Like, there was actually no doubt in my mind. Like, even though I didn't have anything long term in high school or college, I was like, I'll definitely meet someone and probably get married before I'm 30. Never did I imagine being 30 years old and being able to sit here and say, yeah, you know, I've never been in anything long term. And it just really breaks my heart. Like, it makes me so sad for the younger version of me that like wanted this and really thought it was going to happen, because I feel like I let her down. And this is now a time of my life that I'm never going to be able to get back and experience. And at this point, I'm like, okay, if I'm lucky, hopefully I'll meet someone that I'll want to get into a long-term relationship, and vice versa. But yeah, like, I don't even have an issue with being single. I really don't. I know it might seem like it. What I have an issue with is grieving something that I was positive was going to happen, and now looking back and realizing I got nowhere near it.
What really hurts is realizing you hit the wall. Let me tell you, she said something key here. Because while you were saying you wanted love, you spent your youth on situationships and fleeting emotions. And now, like many others, you're realizing, too late, that love isn't a guaranteed stage in life. It's something you plant. And you planted freedom, pleasure, external validation, but not love. And that comes with a price. It's with a high body count that she starts to reflect. When her pool of candidates is empty, when she feels like she's out of options, she starts to wish she had used her best years to find a partner. The problem is, you figured it out when the pool was already dry. And the hardest part? The men who actually wanted what you dreamed of, they're already gone. The wall doesn't forgive.
Have you noticed how being single is now a woman's happy place? For so many women now, being single is where they find the most peace. Why is that, you ask? Well, let me tell you. There have been multiple scientific studies that prove that when women get into a relationship or marry within a straight relationship with a man, She actually works more, she gets paid less, she's less happy, and her health gets even worse. So not only is it super disruptive to a woman's life to be married to a man, but actually a lot of women are coming out with a loss. It costs them their financial gain, it costs them their health, it costs them their happiness. So truly, ladies, like, unless you're gonna be with a wonderful partner, and you are a wonderful partner and you show up together in that partnership equally, and that man is adding to your life, why would you want to be in a relationship? And this is according to multiple studies, and they are showing that marriage with a man in a straight relationship is actually shortening your life and making you miserable. So be very careful who you choose to be your partner.
She's probably one of those who read that article claiming single women are the happiest in the world. Then you see her alone, juggling bills, because she doesn't get that loneliness doesn't bring happiness. These are the women who pour all their time into their group of friends, only to be left behind when those friends find a man. They're the ones who don't realize their best years are slipping away, and they're blind to the bigger picture. Men are starting to realize they can live just fine without them. Their money goes further. They live healthier lives. They stay more active. It's no coincidence that so many women in this country live below the poverty line. But sure, they are happy, with no structure and no family, right? Go ahead, keep buying into the feminist narrative.
Okay, so I think 2025 is going to be the year of the great divide, as in relationships between men and women specifically, because based off of my observations through social media and just friends in general, everyone's breaking up. And this, I think, is a good thing for women. And I think women are truly finally starting to realize and wake up that men pretty much aren't shit and they don't bring anything to the table. And we've been fed this lie of like romance and shit in order for them to get access to us, and we're like, actually no, that's not enough. So for women moving forward, if you are dating in 2025, why? Because as far as I'm aware, in this society, men have not evolved, and it shows.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
And yes, you really did evolve into a spinster. I can't help but laugh at how one-dimensional some of these women think. Sure, couples have their differences, but it's usually women who end up regretting leaving a good man. And look at how misery loves company. She's happy because what she sees on social media and among her friends is that more and more women are leaving their partners to be alone and miserable. Just imagine being in that state, hoping others are going through the same thing, obsessed with other people's relationships because you don't have one of your own. Honestly, I think about how damaging feminism has been, how a whole ideology is causing this much harm. By 2030, 50% of women will be single. That number keeps rising. The epidemic of female loneliness is here to stay. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think is the main reason there are so many single women today? Why is it that modern women can't seem to understand men? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.